Now at 6 and streaming on crossroadstoday.com, a shooting in Victoria left a 17-year-old man hospitalized Friday night. We have an update. A new possible motive is revealed in the murder of an Edna woman. And the restoration of the Luther Hotel in Palacios is in high gear.
Well, it's another one with blazing heat out there. We managed to get up to 99 degrees right now this afternoon. We're at 98 right now, but Carson City at 101. If you think it's just us, it's not. The entire state is doing triple digits. So we'll be talking about how long this will last coming up in just a moment.
And the Tidehaven Tigers, they're ready to get some revenge this upcoming season in 3A. I'll have more in sports.
You're watching 25 News now at 6. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Don Brubaker. An update now on the shooting in Victoria last Friday night. The shooting was at the Victoria Trails apartment complex at 5609 North John Stockbauer Drive. Victoria police found a 17-year-old man with a gunshot wound. He was transported to the hospital. He is in stable condition. The investigation continues. If anyone has information on the shooting, contact Victoria Crime Stoppers at 361-572-4200 or investigations at 361-485-3700. Victoria County deputies arrested two people Saturday night, 35-year-old Jackie Caballero and 45-year-old Christopher Rocha, both of Bloomington, are charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. They are in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $50,000 bond each. More information has come out on the murder of Roseanne Martinez and Edna. Police reported the accused killer, Ramon Palacios, was sitting outside on the back porch waiting for their arrival. Ramon's father directed the police to his son's location and let police know the victim was shot. Palacios told police he believed Martinez was cheating on him before he shot her. Palacios is still in custody at the Jackson County Detention Center. Victoria County deputies arrested a 51-year-old woman Saturday. Amelia Gandy of McAllen is charged with aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. She's in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $50,000 bond. After a long period of uncertainty, the future of the Luther Hotel is looking bright. The Palacios Preservation Association, community members, and many volunteers saved the Luther Hotel from demolition. The future of the hotel will continue to stand near the bay waters for many years to come, thanks to a well-known Texas historian named J.P. Bryan, who is the great-great-nephew of Stephen F. Austin.
We needed to save it for that wasn't the end game. The reason for saving it was to sell it to someone who would restore it, and that's what happened today.
Gower says it should take about 2 to 2.5 years to fully restore the hotel and to begin accepting guests again. Here is your viewer poll this evening. Scan that QR code on your screen to vote. Here's the question. Once the Luther Hotel is restored, will you visit? Yes, book me a room. 26% of the voters going for that. Yes, I'll drive by, 37%. Oh, they changed on me, all right. And no, 37%. Tight voting on this one. We thank you for voting and we want to hear from you. Come to crossroadstoday.com/vote to take part and we will have an answer on 25 News now at 10. And now let's take a first look at your forecast. Here's First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Mac Pettis with the latest. Mac, the Luther Hotel will be a nice place today. Get that Gulf breeze coming in to alleviate some of the heat.
Well, yeah, I do hope they put, well, I don't know, it's not appropriate to put air conditioning in it. It was from the times when, we believe it or not, people lived without it. But the dome, it's definitely in control. There is some hope that right about here, something's going to form and come under it by the end of this week. That will give us a shot at maybe even some shower activity. But in the short term, ouch, it's hot. We'll have more on your forecast coming up a little bit later on. Back to you, Don.
Mac, thank you. Two parents in the San Antonio area are accused in the death of their 12-year-old daughter, Miranda Sips.
This mother and father are both being charged for not getting the medical attention their little girl needed. This is Denise Balbaneda and Gerald Gonzalez. They were arrested because Atascosa County Sheriff's investigators say their 12-year-old daughter, Miranda Sips, needed urgent medical attention last Thursday, but the parents didn't call 911 until the following Monday. The little girl later died at the hospital after going 4 days without the help she needed. It's a story that's shaken their small community.
It's been stressful. There's anger because I'm a mom. Shock and anger. And not knowing and wanting to know what happened.
Just for the sake of argument, throw out how the injuries occurred. Throw that out the window. You still have a duty as a parent to provide medical care for a 12-year-old child. And that's what we're talking about right here.
Zaria Oates, KSAT 12 News.
There's a town hall set for this Thursday at 6:30 in Bloomington to discuss a nonprofit's plan to incorporate parts of Bloomington as the Village of Bloomington. The nonprofit wanted it on the ballot this November, but the 13th Court of Appeals ruled the group had not met the requirements to have the Victoria County Commissioners Court call for an election. This meeting is at 13316 State Highway 185 in Bloomington. Victoria police arrested a 29-year-old man Saturday. Zachary Martinez of Victoria faces 3 charges, including obstruction or retaliation. He is in the Victoria County Jail in lieu of $52,850 bond. The DPS arrested a 43-year-old man Friday. Mark Vincent faces a charge of indecency with a child, sexual contact. He is in the DeWitt County Jail in lieu of $125,000 bond. 3 people were found dead inside a home north of Houston over the weekend in Cypress. The victims were all adults, 2 women and a man. Authorities say one of the victims was found downstairs and 2 were found upstairs. Investigators believe they were dead before the fire started. Officials say the bodies showed signs of foul play. They are hopeful that surveillance video in the area and evidence from the home will provide answers. El Campo police arrested a 30-year-old man Saturday. David Palacios of El Campo faces 3 charges, including online solicitation of a minor. He is in the Wharton County Jail in lieu of $85,000 bond. Jury deliberations continued Monday in the Santa Fe High School shooting civil trial. The parents of the admitted shooter, Demetrios Pagortzis, are both being sued. Families of the victims say that the parents should have both secured the family's guns and gotten their son mental health treatment. In May of 2018, 8 students and 2 teachers were fatally shot at Santa Fe High School. The Galveston County District Attorney's Office has deemed Pagortzis incompetent to stand trial. Tuesday, Airline Road will close to westbound traffic at its intersection with Ben Jordan Street between Greenwood Drive and Oleander Drive from 8:30 a.m. to 5 p.m. Crews can finish repairing the road following a water main break that happened last week. All businesses and homes in the area will remain accessible. Let's Grow Texas Ag airs tonight at 6:30 right after this newscast, and that's right here on KABU TV, and you can watch it at 9:35 p.m. tonight on KVCT TV. Here's a preview of tonight's show with Joe Adams.
Did you know that Wharton County is responsible for approximately 25% of ag-related products in the Crossroads region, despite having a population of only 41,000 individuals?
All right, folks, welcome back to Let's Grow Texas Ag. And we're going to get back in the buggy with Mr. Jim Williams, and we're going to see where he thinks the brahman industry is headed from here. What's the next 30 years?
Well, you know, I wonder, that's a great question, Joe. Where are we going to go from here? I've got fence posts over there I built, and everything when I was building it, I used big cedar fence posts. I got them from Keith Foxwell down at Elkham. You probably know Keith.
Sure do.
And bull customer of ours and longtime friend. And I said, these cedar posts to be here when my grandkids are running this ranch. But with Houston moving out on us so much and the demand for this land, and especially land that has this trees and this type setting where it's peaceful and nice, shoot, it might be a shopping center here in 30 years. You know, it's moving that quick. So I don't know, and I hope my kids and grandkids can keep this legacy going, but I tell them, you know, if you need to do something else and you're just boxed in, I'll be dead and gone, and y'all just do what y'all think, what think's the best. I can sit here, shoot, an hour and look at things or do paperwork under this tree and all these kids be up around here. Now that's living, you know?
And you can see that show, Let's Grow Texas Ag, this time on Wharton County right after 25 News Now at 6. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel, Crossroads Today. Hit the like button and click the notification bell. Then you can see Crossroads Today on YouTube. And stay with us coming up on 25 News Now at 6. Thousands of Ford vehicles are recalled due to mechanical issues. Also ahead, some North Texas police are now taking on special kits that could help them on calls. More than 85,000 Ford vehicles are recalled due to mechanical issues. The recall impacts 2020 to 2022 Ford Explorers with the Police Interceptor Utility Package. Ford officials say if the engine fails, oil and fuel vapor could leak into the engine compartment and potentially start a fire. Ford will fix the issue for free. One North Texas Police Department has added a new tool to its arsenal. They now have special kits that will help them when they respond to calls involving people on the spectrum. The police say they are responding to such calls about once a week.
These backpacks may not look like something a police officer would typically carry, but Carrollton Police Sergeant John Martin believes every department should have them.
In the case of an emergency, we are going to encounter autistic citizens who either don't recognize a danger that they're in, or the danger has overwhelmed their senses, and we need to find a way to make a connection with them.
The Hussman Institute for Autism, based in Maryland, has created these autism support kits to make interactions easier. They offer tools that address challenges with communication and sensory perception.
We can point to letters as we need to and the situation arises.
Recently, Carrollton PD received 10 kits, and they're already putting them to use.
It's come to light that there's a lot more autistic citizens than we thought that there were. We come across such calls around 52 times a year or once per week.
It's okay. This recent incident, just one example. Carrollton police were recognized for de-escalating a dangerous situation involving a teen with autism wielding a knife.
Okay, I'm not here to hurt you, okay? Just put the knife down, okay?
You will see instances where a person has a light sensitivity or a hearing sensitivity, or they lack the ability to speak. And in those cases, we need to try to meet them where they are.
They know these tools will help them do that. In Carrollton, Aaron Jones, CBS News, Texas.
Well, some people may swipe through a lot of videos on the internet because they feel bored. New research shows skipping around a lot of going backwards and forwards in the same video actually makes people more bored. Researchers at the University of Toronto performed 2 experiments on about 1,200 people. The study found participants who watched the video straight through felt more engaged and satisfied than skipping around. Next, a man who has never bored us.
Well, actually, I flipped through it. I found a lot of recipes that someday I'm going to make, but haven't done any of them yet. Well, folks, I hope you had a good weekend. You know, you want to stay indoors. I mean, Don was out there cutting the grass. I don't know how he did it, but I did a little yard work and everything started going black and white. And I said, nope, I think I'm going inside. It's 96 right about now. We have feels like a 103. Our high today was 99. Didn't quite make the 100. Just, I don't know why, it just doesn't want to click over to 100, but that's okay. 96 is our average temperature and our record is 104, so we're, 4 or 5 degrees off of our record mark. Coming up, we'll be talking about the blazing heat for the short term, but the chance for some showers by this coming weekend. All that coming up in a moment.
Let's Grow Texas Ag presents A Look Down the Road.
Maybe 40 different countries throughout our history. But now who's really become involved in Brahman cattle is the countries of Thailand, Philippines, Vietnam, Laos, Bangladesh, Pakistan. All of that area over there has become really infatuated with these Brahman cattle.
You've been watching A Look Down the Road with Shoppa's John Deere.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I know you noticed how the heat was really strong today. Our 99 high temperature, of course, it's the heat index that we worry about because what we want is for nobody to pass out there in the middle of a work day. That's what we're looking for. So if you know, and we warn you and we tell you about the heat and you take precautions and everybody's fine, that's a good day, okay? That's kind of the way we look at things. But the entire state of Texas just broiling with blazing heat, 3 triple digits all the way across the state. We were just basically the only ones that didn't flip over into triple digits. These are the current temperatures right now, ranging from 101 out in Karn City, 100 even down in Refugio, and Seadrift coming in with a nice 91. Of course, they've got that little sea breeze going there for them to help them out. So very hot weather. And in fact, of course, I've talked about the dome is right on top of us, okay? So that pressure is on us and it's squeezing the atmosphere. That's why it's so warm. Heat index was up today, advisory, and the heat index advisory will be up for tomorrow because the combination of these forecast highs, 103, could be leading us to points where it's just not good for you to be outdoors. I know you're saying, well, it's just walking across the street. Well, you can do that. It's just the folks that are working outdoors, working up a sweat, it's hard to get cooled down. So again, you got to look for these things. Are you feeling dizzy? Are you getting nauseous? Are you sweating a lot? Are you getting muscle cramps? All those things are signs that you're headed toward heat exhaustion, and that's a serious thing because they'll take you to the hospital to cool you down and check your vital signs. So, you know, be cautious. Okay, where is Ernesto? Ernesto's still around, not a big problem, headed toward the Canadian Maritimes, actually Nova Scotia, Newfoundland, as a matter of fact. Never been to Newfoundland, but I'm sure there's some folks there. While the storm is pretty much gone from threatening the United States, the entire northeast coast was pretty much hammered by heavy surf and strong storm surge over the weekend as the storm moved past that area. I know that they had high surf in Boston, high surf in New Jersey, and in North Carolina a couple of days ago. Some houses are falling into the ocean, the ones that are on the barrier islands out there. So it was a serious problem, even though it was 400 miles off the coast. The dome, that is the high pressure that's keeping us on the brutal side. Now, in a couple of days, we're here on Friday, you'll notice a little change on the southern end right here. By the time we get to Saturday, Sunday, little things going to come in that may give us an increased chance of rain. Tomorrow, it's a hot one in Cuero, 101, but as we see blazing all the way through Saturday, then we pick up enough moisture to pop a few little of those afternoon showers, and wouldn't that be nice? That is your 7-day forecast, reminding everybody we do have a QR code. Love for you to scan that, put Crossroads Today on your phone. And here's Don.
Mac, thank you. Max Williams has your sports. Do you like my tie here, Max? My Astros tie? They're doing very well. I thought I'd break it out tonight.
Yeah, it looks very nice there, Don. I was going to say, representing the Houston Astros looks like a very nice one for sure. Hopefully they get a win tonight, though. But beforehand, though, I had a chance to highlight Goliad volleyball team going in this upcoming season. Let you know more coming up in sports. All right, everyone, I know you're excited for football season coming up with our CFL show hopefully airing here on Friday. But before that, I wanted to highlight one of the teams that's going to be dominant on the volleyball court in the Goliad Tigers. They're right now number 7, right now ranked in the 3A poll. So here's a preview of the team and the expectations heading into this season. Goliad Volleyball has been a powerhouse team in the Crossroads area under head coach Jess Odom. Last season, the Tigerettes went 40-4 and made it to the Texas Volleyball Region 4 semifinals before losing to Columbus High School. Odom believes their team is capable to make another run to state.
Say let's get to state, but it's been 4 years since we've made our last state run, so that's just heavy on all of our minds. You know, we know we're capable of getting there. We need to get there for the program. We need to get there for the girls.
Now, even though Coach Odom has high expectations for this season, she'll have a lot of returning faces in sophomore middle blocker Addison Yendry, sophomore setter Isabel Sanchez, and junior libero Carolyn Youngblood. Youngblood describes how this season will be different than the last.
Here we kind of started up a little slow, and this year we're starting to get more pace to our game, you could say, and we're like, our setter is like, we're moving the ball around and she's going from 1 to 3 with her hitters and outside to C, and like that stuff is really, that's changed from last year.
With Youngblood wanting the team to find more energy and changing up their style of play, one player that looks to be constant is sophomore Addison Yendry, who Coach Odom relies on to be a leader this season.
Sophomore with more experience, we're just looking for her to step up, really dominate at the net, both offensively and defensively, and then also be that safety net for the younger girls to lead and guide them the right way.
Goliad Tigerettes are projected to be one of the top teams in the Crossroads area, already starting off 8-1 with their only loss to Calhoun. Tigerettes are back home tomorrow night versus Flower Bluff at 6 p.m. This is Max Williams, KVU TV 25 News Now Sports. Now, even though Goliad, they're a force to watch in the volleyball, the Calhoun Sam Crabs varsity volleyball team, they won first place in the Cuero Classic this past weekend. And also give props to the JV and 9th grade teams. They also won first place. So all the teams there for Sam Crabs volleyball did great this past weekend in the Cuero Classic. Now over to the football field. We continue our football preview looking at the Crossroads team area by traveling east to cover the Tidehaven Tigers. Man, Tigers, they went 3A Division II state championship last year versus Gunter, where they lost 30-14. But Tigers, they've held 2 state titles overall in their history and hoping they're getting back to it this year. But again, they're not going to have star running back Joseph Dodds, who went to Baylor, and man, he was a star running back for the team. But starting quarterback Cale Russell is returning and will be a huge boost for the Tigers as they try to repeat from last season, try to win it all, obviously, for this season. And then we end tonight here with Don's good old tie. The Houston Astros, they're back home tonight versus the Boston Red Sox. Again, on the mound tonight for the Astros is UC Kikuchi, and they're playing a hot Red Sox team right now. The Astros, they still have a 4-game lead over the Seattle Mariners, and the Astros, man, they don't want to have any slump or anything happening, right? So they play a really tough Baltimore Orioles team. That's, again, coming up on Thursday. So they're going to have to battle right now because the Orioles, they're a good team. They're battling with the Yankees, top AL East. So Astros, they got to be on point, Don, going into the season. So we'll see if they can do that. That's all in sports, though. Back to you, Don.
Thank you, Max. We're back in a moment. An Arizona woman never gave up on her dream to have a place of her own, and she finally got there at age 77.
Let's Grow Texas Ag presents A Look Down the Road.
This is where that hurricane just wiped out our barn. We got to get it fixed. We lost 28 trees, pecans, and 2 live oaks. That just crashed on our barn, tore it up. We've been picking up stuff forever.
You've been watching A Look Down the Road with Shoppa's John Deere.
Finally tonight, Sherry Yates largely was a renter until she was 77 years old. Sherry moved to Arizona in 2007 and rented with multiple generations under one roof. After help taking care of her credit score, she's a proud first-time home buyer of a 1,700 square foot home in Arizona with 4 bedrooms, a 2-car garage, and enough space to take care of her mother, her husband, 2 kids, and then some. She considers her mortgage a privilege. We have 5 locations where our hurricane tracking guide can be picked up. Go to crossroadstoday.com, click on weather, then hurricane tracker, and you'll see it on your right below Storm Prep 2024. And if you can't use it for hurricanes right now, you could use it maybe as shade.
Or you could use it as a fan.
As a fan, yes. It's a multi-purpose.
Need it as a fan. You could use it as a fan. So whatever it does, come in handy. We've got some blazing temperatures. We should be above 100 tomorrow, Wednesday and Thursday. With a little luck, we'll see enough clouds to actually pop a few little afternoon showers as we get to the weekend. That's the only excitement that I have to talk about tonight.
We'll take that kind of excitement, I tell you. That would be nice. Mag, thank you, and thanks for joining us. We'll see you tonight for 25 News Now at 10. Have a good one, everybody.